Well, hello, welcome to Canva Corner. Today we are going to ask the big question, are you colorblind? And what I really mean by that is, aren't you literally colorblind, but do you have a problem with color? Do you have does that one of the things that stumps you right off the bat, out of the gate when you are working on a marketing piece? So we're going to talk about that today in Canva Corner. We are also going to talk about some other tools that they have for you that can really help you out, like helping you how to put font combinations together. And there is a whole section in Canva that will really help you if you want to know the actual design size of certain things that you want to build, especially social media posts, because they do change their dimensions quite a bit. So that's what we're covering today on Canva Corner. I'm Matt Emerson, co-founder of WBNL Coaching. If you are watching us here in our Facebook group, welcome back, and make sure you tell your friends, and if they haven't joined our group, make them or suggest to them that they join our group for great tips that we have every week. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and make sure you click that notification bell so you'll be reminded when our new videos have been posted. And then once you watch it and you like it, go ahead and share that as well. All right, I'm going to bring in my co-host and cohort, Jan O'Brien here. Jan O'Brien, good morning.
Morning.
More Canva tips today.
Here to learn.
I think you're really going to like the information that we're going to talk about today, because this is something that I didn't know about for quite a while I was working in Canva. And if I would have known this up front, it would have helped out a whole lot, because part of marketing and part of the frustration, I think, or the not frustration, it's almost like the wariness or the intimidation a little bit of jumping into a new marketing piece is just not really having the answers, or feeling like, am I doing this the right way, or is there a better way that this can be done? So we're going to talk about that today.
I would say I'm design challenged, not necessarily colorblind. I'm design challenged.
And you're not really even design challenged either.
Oh, yes, I am.
I think that you have, your mind just thinks a little bit differently.
100%. Right? You're right.
Exactly.
So good. So broaden my horizons today, Mr. Emerson.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and go into Canva now. This is actually, let me go back here to the home page of Canva. So this is your home page, as where we always start every week on the tip. You're going to go right up next to the search bar. There's this little icon up here. It's the Help Center icon. You ever been to the Help Center, Jan?
Yes. Actually.
Okay, Help Center's awesome. There's a jumping off place here to a million videos, a lot of great information to really help you if you get stuck in this, with any of your design issues. So a lot of different things you can do here, and a great search feature here if you want to go in and just actually search. But this is a little secret kind of hidden all the way at the bottom of the page. So scroll on down here to the bottom. Under resources here, there are some incredible links. Might be a little bit hard for you to see, but I'll read these off to you. We're not going to go through all of these today, but you're going to see it. Font combinations, photo editor, color wheel, palette generator, logo maker, colors, design size guide. Then there's a support link, some teaching material for people, and some general ideas. So there are some great hidden gems here buried at the bottom in the footer of their Help Center. All right. So let's just start off with the font combinations before we get into color, because color, it really excites me. I think it's a very cool thing. So let's get into the font combination real quickly, so you can get an idea what that looks like. It's always good, just like anything else in marketing, to choose something and stick with it. That way you have a consistent brand. So obviously font styles and sizes and all of that are a part of your branding. At WBNL Coaching, we have a font that we use called Railway. And here it is right here. So you can just put your font in there, and it will pull up a complementary font that you can use. So here's the thing with fonts. You can use the same font, like a bold for your headline, and then a different font for your copy. And it could be, not a different font, a different size font, or a different style of font in your actual copy. So you can use the same, we could use Railway for both. Most of the time, whatever your headline copy is going to be one font, and then your basic other text that's going to be in your either document or even your website typically is a different design or different font style. In this particular example, the quick brown fox here this is done in Railway. So we like this font because it's a nice, crisp, clean, kind of modern looking font. But if the whole document is exactly the same font, it kind of starts all looking the same and things don't really stand out. That's why it's nice to have your headlines look a little bit different. The complementary font that they chose for us here is Merriweather. This font is a little bit more traditional. It looks a little bit more like maybe Times New Roman, if you're familiar with fonts. So it just gives you a complementary font that you can use with your designs. Here's another example that they have in here, and they have several different examples. So here's one. It's called Droid Serif. So it's, once again, you'll see that it's a more traditional font design than what we have as our headline there. So font combinations, there's a million trillion of them. You know, finding your own personal font that you like the best can be a huge rabbit hole discovery. But it's something you really need to do as a part of your whole marketing and branding package. So font combinations right up there, and your excuse me, right down here in the toolbar. Now we're going to go to a photo editor. These tools are actually kind of cool because these tools are on the Canva website that you can get to, and then they do a little sales job at the end saying, hey, you like what you've done here? Why don't you try using Canva? So you could actually wow your friends by sending them the link to the color palette, or let them resize a photo for free. And then, you know, maybe add to our Canva community here. So in the photo editor, now a lot of the stuff in the photo editor, you can do actually in your design itself. And you're going to see that in just a minute here. But it's a really cool tool to go in if you want to actually play around with an image before you actually put it into a design or a business card or a marketing piece or whatever you're going to use it for. So let's go ahead and edit your photo now. It's going to pull up the photo editor. We're going to upload
I'll tell you one that is a useful resize for most real estate professionals is how to take their logo, their company logo or their personal logo, and resize it for an email signature.
Oh, yeah, because you have to really scale that down.
Yeah, people just don't understand. And here you go. Here's this easy way to do it. And you may not even use that in Canva, but you can get it the size you need for your signature block.
You know, and honestly, you know, when you think of photo editors, to Jan's point here, you're actually thinking about, you know, photos, right, that you've taken on your camera and stuff like that. But actually, this could be any design that's done as a JPEG or a PNG in this thing right here. So it doesn't have to be an actual physical picture here. So I'm going to choose a file here I have on my computer called Happy Hour Matte. This was taken back in the olden days when Jan and I used to work together at a company.
Wow, Matt, that's back a day or two.
Yeah, exactly. Sitting in the conference room. So if I wanted to do some editing to this picture, over here on the menu bar over here to the left hand side shows you some different options here. I can adjust the colors. I can, you know, and once again, like I said, you can do this actually in your design. But if you really just want to focus on your picture, it can be right here. So you can change the brightness, you know, whatever you want to do your photo. You can actually do some cropping of it right here. So once again, to Jan's point, you could go in here with any sort of image. And a logo is a really good point here because it shows you what the dimensions of the thing here are of your image. Crop the image on down. You can add text to it if you wanted to add your name or something to the bottom of the picture if you know you're doing yourself. So there are a lot of different things you can do in here. Once again, you can do it in your actual design, but it's just a different way to look at it. Let's say there's a lot of different examples for this, I think. You know, if you're going to, let's say you're going to build a marketing calendar and every month is going to be a different picture. Instead of doing all those designs in your actual calendar that you're building, which you can do in Canva, there's all sorts of tools in there that you have. You could actually build your 12 months of pictures out and then they would be done. So just one example of that.
I didn't even know this existed. This
is
you
can. I know. I'm telling you, Canva is a powerful tool, and there's so much information
here.
Yeah. So, and then you can obviously add little shapes and things in here too. So there is a photo editor separate from your design editor when you are playing around in Canva. So let's go ahead and leave this little baby. Let's go back to home. I want to get into the colors because the colors were very exciting to me when I found this originally. So we're down here. Okay.
Basically, just to remind me, it's go to the help main menu, scroll to the bottom, go to resources.
Yep. All the way down to research. That's exactly the path. There are a couple different things for color here. There's a color wheel, there's a palette generator, and then there's a link down here that's called colors. If you just go to colors, these other two links are actually in this. I think they just wanted to pull them out. So let's just go down here to colors. And you're going to have these options here. You're going to have to be able to generate a color palette for your brand or for just a particular design you're doing. Because a lot of times, Jan and I do this a lot. We'll do workshops and presentations for different companies around the United States, and we like to brand towards their colors. Or we want to do something that's completely different and fresh, and not necessarily the WB&L colors or the colors of the company that we're going for. And it's like, well, what colors do we pick now? The color palette generator will really help you out. So let me just click on here and I'll show you what that does. Now, this is pretty cool. This does a couple things. You're able to load an image in here, and it will bring up all the colors that are complementary to that image. So
you're blowing my mind right now.
I'm telling you, yeah, this is the thing. This was talking about being colorblind. This is to me the most intimidating thing when you're doing
this the other day.
All right, so listen, we're going to upload that same picture of Matt's happy hour, and we're going to see what the complementary colors are with that. So boom, here you go.
Wow.
So these are all of the colors that were chosen as the complementary colors from this picture. And obviously when you look at it, you're like, well, of course they are. But if you just went in to actually go make the color on your own, you would be forever trying to drag those colors around. So all you have to do here is you just go in, you'll just copy your hex code, and then when you're back in your design, you just add that as a new color onto your palette. Nice. And boom, you're done. So this color palette chooser is a phenomenal tool. And then just all these other resources and stuff that color combinations, because I think it can be hard. You always want to have accent colors to your pieces. And, what we all think, just the layman, not the real marketing professional, our complementary colors are not always complementary colors. So great tool there. All right. Also in here is a color palette ideas area. So once again, you can type in a color, a theme, or a keyword. I wonder if the hex code works here. I haven't tried that. Let's just see here. 22316C. Yep, it did. All right. So the color I just typed in here is our brand color. Our main color for WB&O coaching is this blue. Which you see often. These are the different color palettes that this actually threw up for us with complementary.
Excuse me, will you hover back over that again for the name of that color in Canva?
Yep. Sandy Beach Path.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I take that back. That's what this whole color palette is called, not just our color.
Well, I don't care. I like it. Yeah. That complementary path is Sandy Beach Path, and I like it unless
this is brave and bold, and yeah. So anyway, so color palette's another great resource here. The color wheel, I always find this really fascinating too, because you are the complementary colors, especially I always get wrong. I never get this right. For example, let's go ahead and put our palette or our blue back in here.
Okay.
First of all, it changes the color of the whole design, which I think is freaking awesome. So you already see variants of what your actual base color is right up here in the header of the design. But it shows you what the actual complementary color to that blue is. And it's this kind of khaki color almost is the actual complementary color that's on the other side of the color wheel. You can do several different things here. You can pick monochromatic. So monochromatic blue. It'll go into now this. So it has 3 different color palettes. Here's a purple, Jan. There's Jan's purple right here.
I love it.
And then triadic. I mean, it just other combinations that come up here that you can use. And you can feel confident when you're using these colors that even if they don't seem at the very moment that you are looking at them, because I'm telling you, this kind of khaki, greenish, brown color, I would never choose. I just wouldn't. But I'm going to tell you, it looks good with our blue. So we need to start using this a little bit more because it is actually the color that actually works with our brand.
But Matt, before you go away, I want to know that export palette. So if you do this work and you have the upgraded Canva, I'm thinking if you hit export palette, will it go put it in your fonts?
That's exactly correct. Yeah, I was going to get to that, but I'm glad you jumped there. Okay, so yeah,
I'm very excited about this.
It'll put it right in there, or you can start right away and into creating something with this particular palette. So, like example, like I mentioned, if you're going to do a one-off and you aren't going to be using these colors over and over and over again, just go in and create graphic. So,
got it.
Beautiful. All righty. The last thing on here is color meanings. I thought this was kind of a fun thing too. This isn't really to an exact color that you have, unless suppose you know the name of your color.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
But this is really cool. So let's just type in blue. I mean, that's very random, right? Or very generic. But you can go in and you can read more about royal blue and what blue is all about. And then it shows all the different color combinations for that particular color. So much information on how you can help select your colors, and think about the time savings that this can really have for you, instead of just out there just trying to do it on your own. Let the system work for you. We talk about it all the time in our coaching. If you have the tools available to you, don't reinvent the wheel, right? Just take care of it, and get in there and do it. The last thing I wanted to show you today is the design size guide. Once again, like I was saying, especially on social media, it changes a lot. And the great thing about Canva is they are constantly updating. As a matter of fact, I get a Canva email a couple times a week. I don't know if Jan, I know you get them too, Jan, and I don't know if you looked at the last one, and it really kind of made me laugh. One of their tips was how to make a line quickly using shortcuts. So it kind of made me laugh. I'm like, wow, so that's awesome. The Canva people are watching our videos. No, they probably aren't doing that. Anyway, you go down to social media and you can click on Facebook. It shows you all of the different types of images that you would have in a Facebook post, or for your page, and what the actual size of the actual image is. So super helpful when you're doing one-offs. Now, once again, when you just go to the menu and you choose Facebook header or whatever, cover or whatever you're going to choose there, it's going to already be in that design. But if you just want to know one off, or if someone has a question, what's the size of a Facebook profile picture, right, you can go right here and find them. And once again, going back to this page, you'll see they have a lot of different things in here, YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, and then just other, basic stuff really in here as well. So that is our tip for this Wednesday. You will never have to worry about your fonts, what size your images have to be, and most importantly, you will never have to battle or be unsure about the colors you're choosing for your images going forward. Jana, Brian, any other questions?
No, I'm super excited. I swear to God, I there is just a plethora of tidbits that you have here for Canva, but I can't believe I didn't know that, because I swear to God, the other day I was looking for how do I get complementary colors from this picture, and I knew there was something online, and I just didn't have time to go find it, and there it was right all along.
Yeah, that picture, throwing the image in there is really a great little time saver, especially if you're just doing a one-off thing, and it's going to work great for us, doing presentations and doing workbooks and stuff. So good stuff. Remember, everyone, we do tips 3 times a week here in Facebook, and we also load them up to YouTube on Monday. Jan does her coach tip and motivational tips. Awesome stuff. Tuesday, Cosmo Moravi does his tech tips. On Wednesday, Canva Corner right here with me, Matt Emerson. And on Friday, we do the WBNL podcast, which is uploaded to all of your favorite podcast platforms and on our YouTube channel. So until next week, everybody, get out there, be creative, and also please be forever wandering, but not lost.